Stop scrolling. I need to show you something about 2026 that most Western astrologers aren't talking about. Ancient Vedic texts, texts that are thousands of years old, they've been warning about this year for centuries. They call it a danger zone, a period where multiple planets align in ways that haven't happened in our lifetimes. Saturn and Neptune together, Uranus and Pluto in hard aspect, 7 planets stacking in Aries in April. Now, I know what you're thinking. Great. Another doom and gloom astrology video. But here's the thing. Hindu astrology doesn't just warn you about danger. It gives you the tools to transmute that danger into power, specific mantras, specific rituals, specific acts that have been tested for thousands of years. And I'm going to share them with you. All of them. Because this isn't about surviving 2026. This is about using 2026 to completely transform your karma. I've been studying Vedic astrology alongside Western astrology for over a decade. And every time I look at 2026, every single time, I see the same pattern: breakthrough or breakdown, evolution or destruction, transformation or collapse. Now in Western astrology, we talk about these transits in terms of psychology, inner work, shadow integration. And that's valid, that's important. But Hindu astrology goes deeper. It says, your karma brought you to this moment, and specific actions can change your karma. Not just process it, not just understand it, actually change it. Let me be clear about something. I'm not Hindu. I wasn't raised in this tradition, but I've worked with Vedic astrologers. I've studied the texts. I've tested the remedies. And they work, not because they're magic, but because they align your energy with the planetary forces that are already moving through your life. So what I'm about to share, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but at least know what the options are, because 2026 is coming whether you're ready or not. Okay, so let's break down what's actually happening in 2026. And I'm going to give you both the Western astrology explanation and the Vedic interpretation, because they're looking at the same sky, just through different lenses. January 17th to 20th, the first shockwave Western astrology says, Sun, Moon, Mercury, Venus, Mars, and Pluto all within 7 degrees in Capricorn Aquarius. This is a massive stellium, concentrated energy, pressure, transformation. Vedic astrology says, this is Shani and Shukra in a dangerous dance. When the karmic teacher meets the planet of desire, old debts come due, relationships you thought were solid, they get tested. Money you thought was stable, it shifts. Structures you built your life on, they crack. And here's the thing Vedic astrology adds. This isn't random. This isn't punishment. This is your karma showing you what needs to change. February 14th to 20th, Saturn enters Aries Western. Saturn moves from Pisces to Aries. Discipline meets impulse. Structure meets chaos. Vedic. Shani enters Misha Razi. This is considered one of the most challenging transits in Vedic astrology. Why? Because Saturn is about limitation, restriction, discipline, and Aries is about freedom, action, independence. They don't play well together. So what happens? Your desire for freedom gets blocked by responsibility. Your need to take action gets slowed down by karmic lessons. It's like driving with the parking brake on. April 15th to 17th, 7 planets in Aries Western. This is unprecedented. Sun, Moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Chiron, Neptune all in Aries. 7 celestial bodies, all pushing for new, for change, for BREKDHROUGH. Vedic. This is called a Graha Yuddha, a planetary war. When too many planets occupy the same space, they fight for dominance. And that war happens inside you. Part of you wants to burn everything down and start over. Part of you is terrified of change. Part of you knows something has to shift. Part of you wants to hide. All at the same time. This is the danger zone. Not because something external is going to destroy you, but because if you don't have tools to navigate this internal war, you might destroy yourself. July 15th to 25th, the Grand Alignment Western, Jupiter, Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto all at 4 degrees of their respective signs. This hasn't happened in thousands of years. It's a cosmic reset button. Vedic. This is Maha Yoga, a great union. When the outer planets align like this, the veil between worlds gets thin. Spiritual breakthroughs become possible. Karmic debts can be cleared in days instead of lifetimes. But only if you're doing the work. Only if you're aligned. Only if you're ready. So that's the danger zone. 3 major activation points. Late January, mid-April, mid-July, and an underlying current of transformation running through the entire year. Now here's where Hindu astrology gets practical. It doesn't just tell you good luck with that. It gives you specific remedies for each planetary force. Let me show you. Saturn is the big player in 2026. In Vedic astrology, Saturn is called Shani, the karmic teacher, the cosmic judge. And when Saturn is strong in your chart, or strong in the sky, your karma comes due. Now, Western astrology says do your shadow work, integrate your lessons. And that's true. But Vedic astrology says there are specific actions that appease Saturn's energy. Saturday fasting. Saturn's day is Saturday. From sunrise to sunset on Saturdays, consume only water, fruits, or milk. Why does this work? Because Saturn governs discipline and restriction. By voluntarily restricting yourself 1 day a week, you're choosing the limitation. You're working with Saturn instead of resisting it. I've tested this. On weeks when I fast on Saturday, I have fewer Saturn-related challenges, fewer delays, fewer obstacles, fewer karmic surprises. Serving the elderly and disabled, Saturn represents age, limitation, and those who are marginalized. Every Saturday in 2026, especially January, February, April, July, spend time serving elderly people who are alone, people with disabilities, anyone who is suffering from Saturn-like conditions. This doesn't have to be formal volunteer work. Call your grandmother, help a neighbor who can't walk well, donate to disability organizations. The point is, you're honoring Saturn by honoring those he governs. The Shani mantra. There's a specific mantra for Saturn. Om Sham Shanakaraya Namangha. Repeat this 108 times on Saturdays. Why 108? It's a sacred number in Vedic tradition, related to the distance between Earth and Sun, the diameter of the Sun, lots of cosmic mathematics. But practically, it takes about 10 to 15 minutes to chant a mantra 108 times. Long enough to shift your mental state, long enough to align your vibration with Saturn's frequency. I use a mala bead necklace, 108 beads to count. You can find them online for $10 to $20. Wear black or blue on Saturdays. Saturn's colors are black and dark blue. Wearing these colors on Saturday helps you attune to Saturn's energy. Simple, easy, costs nothing if you already own black clothes. Donate black items on Saturdays. Donate black sesame seeds, black cloth, iron objects, mustard oil to those in need. Again, you're honoring Saturn by giving away items associated with him. You're showing the universe, I respect this energy. I work with it. I'm not resisting it. Now I know some of you are thinking this sounds superstitious, and maybe it is. But here's what I've observed. When I do these remedies during difficult Saturn transits, things shift, not overnight, but gradually. Obstacles that seemed immovable start to move. Delays start to resolve. Karmic lessons become clear instead of confusing. Test it yourself in 2026, especially mid-February, when Saturn enters Aries. Do these remedies for 4 weeks and see what happens. Mars is the warrior, the planet of action, aggression, energy. In Vedic astrology, Mars is called Mangal or Kuja, and in 2026, Mars is very active, especially in late January, when it conjuncts Pluto, and mid-April, when it's part of that 7-planet pileup in Aries. When Mars energy is too strong, you get anger issues, impulsive decisions, accidents, conflicts with authority, inflammation in the body. So here are the Mars remedies. Tuesday fasting. Mars rules Tuesday. Fast on Tuesdays. Only liquids or fruits, especially the Tuesdays in January, April, and July. Recite the Hanuman Chalisa. Hanuman is the deity associated with Mars energy. The Hanuman Chalisa is a 40-verse prayer. You can find it on YouTube. Many versions with English translations. Recite or listen to it on Tuesdays. Why? Hanuman represents controlled Mars energy, strength without aggression, power without destruction. By invoking Hanuman, you're asking for that balance. Donate red items on Tuesdays. Red lentils, red cloth, red flowers. Give them to temples or those in need. Mars's color is red. You're offering his color back to the universe. Physical exercise, this one's practical. Mars governs the physical body and athletic ability. When Mars is overactive, you need to discharge that energy. In 2026, especially those danger zone months, exercise intensely on Tuesdays. Martial arts, running, weightlifting, boxing, channel Mars energy through your body instead of letting it explode in your life. The Mars mantra, Om Mangalaya Namah, 108 times on Tuesdays. Neptune moves into Aries on January 26th. In Vedic astrology, Neptune isn't traditionally used. The ancient texts focus on the 7 visible planets, but modern Vedic astrologers have adapted. Neptune relates to Ketu, the south node of the moon. Both govern illusion, spirituality, dissolution, escapism, addiction. When Neptune is strong, you can experience confusion, deception, addiction issues, spiritual breakthroughs, psychic sensitivity, boundary dissolution. So the remedies for Neptune Ketu. Wednesday practices. Ketu remedies are often done on Wednesdays. Meditate for at least 20 minutes every Wednesday, especially in February, March, April as Neptune settles into Aries. Why? Because Neptune Ketu energy needs to be grounded. Meditation helps you discern between intuition and illusion. Serve dogs. This sounds random, but in Vedic tradition, dogs are associated with Ketu. Feed stray dogs. Donate to animal shelters, especially dogs, not just any animals. Donate to spiritual causes, support ashrams, meditation centers, spiritual teachers, not because you're buying good karma, but because you're honoring the spiritual realm that Neptune governs. The Ketu mantra, Om Ketev Namah, 108 times on Wednesdays. Avoid intoxicants, especially during those danger zone periods. Neptune already dissolves boundaries. Adding alcohol or drugs can make you completely ungrounded. If you have addiction issues, 2026, especially April, is the year to address them. Get help, go to meetings, whatever it takes, because Neptune in Aries is going to dissolve whatever isn't sustainable. Better to choose the dissolution than have it chosen for you. Okay, beyond planet-specific remedies, there are some practices that create overall protection during difficult astrological periods. Think of these as your baseline spiritual hygiene for 2026. Daily Gayatri Mantra. This is considered one of the most powerful mantras in Vedic tradition. Om Bhuva Svaha Tat Savitar Varinium Bargo, Devasya Dhimahi Dio Yona Prakadayat. It's a prayer to the sun, the source of all light and life. Chant it 3, 9, or 108 times every morning. You can find pronunciation guides on YouTube. This creates a protective field around you energetically. Navagraha Puja. Navagraha means 9 planets in Sanskrit. You can do a simplified version at home. Light 9 candles or oil lamps, offer flowers, rice, or fruits. Recite the names of the 9 planets, ask for their blessings and protection. Do this on important dates: January 17th, February 14th, April 15th, July 15th. If you're near a Hindu temple, many offer Navagraha Puja services. You don't have to be Hindu to participate. Charity on eclipse days. There are eclipses in 2026. February 17th and March 3rd are the major ones. Hindu astrology says eclipse days are powerful for clearing karma through charity. Give to those in need on eclipse days. Money, food, clothes, whatever you can afford. The act of giving during an eclipse multiplies the karmic benefit. Rudraksh beads. These are seeds from the Rudraksh tree, considered sacred to Shiva. Wearing a Rudraksh mala is said to protect from negative energies, balance planetary influences, support meditation, and spiritual practice. Different numbers of faces on the bead correspond to different planets. You can research which is right for you, or wear a 5-mukhi. Find authentic ones online or at Hindu spiritual stores. Tulsi plant. A home tulsi is considered a sacred plant. Having a tulsi plant in your home purifies the energy. Water it daily. Offer it prayers if you're inclined, even if you're not religious. It's a beautiful plant that happens to have protective properties according to Vedic tradition. Let me give you the exact dates when these remedies are most important. Mark these in your calendar right now. January 17th to 20th, fast on Saturday. January 18th, chant Shani mantra, 108 times donate black items, avoid major decisions. January 27th, Neptune enters Aries, meditate for extended period, feed dogs, or donate to animal shelter. Begin Cater Remedies February 14th to 20th. Saturn enters Aries, Saturday, February 15th. Full day of Saturn Remedies. Fast, chant, serve elderly. This sets the tone for the rest of the year. February 17th, solar eclipse, give to charity, stay home. If possible, meditate. Do not make major decisions on eclipse days. March 3rd, lunar eclipse, same as above, charity, meditation, quiet day. April 15th to 17th, the big one. 7 planets in Aries, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Do all remedies. Mars, Saturn, Neptune, Sun remedies. Honestly, take these days off work if you can. Meditate, chant, pray, do spiritual practice. This is the most intense period of the year. July 15th to 25th, the grand alignment. This is your initiation period if you've been doing the work all year. This is when breakthroughs happen if you haven't. This is when karma comes due. Daily meditation, mantras, charity, be in spiritual community if possible. And throughout all of 2026, fast on your problematic planets day, chant mantras daily, give to charity, weekly serve those in need, monthly stay grounded, stay spiritual, stay humble. Now, let me explain what's actually happening here at a deeper level. Because this isn't just about do ritual, avoid bad luck. Hindu astrology operates on the principle of karma. Your current life circumstances are the result of actions in past lives or patterns passed down through your lineage. The planets are the timing mechanism for when that karma activates. 2026's intense alignments mean a lot of karma is activating at once for everyone on the planet. But here's the crucial part Western astrology often misses. You can change karma through conscious action, not just understand it, not just process it, actually transmute it. Think of it like this. Karma is a debt. The planets are the bill collectors. You have 3 options. Option 1. Ignore the bill, pretend 2026 isn't happening. Don't do remedies. Don't do inner work. Result: the karma gets more intense. The lessons get harsher. The bills go to collections. Option 2. Pay the minimum, do some meditation, read some self-help books, process some emotions. Result: you manage, you survive, but you're still in debt, still dealing with the same patterns. Option 3. Pay the debt in full, do the remedies, do the inner work, serve others, face your karma directly. Result: the debt gets cleared, the patterns break, you exit 2026 free. These Hindu remedies are option 3. They're not about appeasing angry gods. They're about aligning your actions with the cosmic forces that are already moving through your life. When you fast on Saturday, you're training yourself in Saturnian discipline. When you serve the elderly, you're honoring the wisdom of age. When you chant mantras, you're attuning your vibration to planetary frequencies. When you give to charity, you're circulating energy instead of hoarding it. It's practical magic. It's spiritual physics. It works. But here's what I need you to understand. These remedies work best when combined with inner work. You can't just chant a mantra and keep being an asshole. You can't fast on Saturdays and then lie and cheat the rest of the week. The remedies open the door, but you have to walk through it. You have to face your shadow, heal your trauma, break your patterns, become a better human. The remedies make that process easier, faster, more supported. But they don't replace the work. They enhance it. Let me tell you about my own experience with these remedies. A few years ago, I was going through a brutal Saturn transit. Everything in my life was falling apart. Relationship ended. Lost my job. Health issues. Classic Saturn stuff. A Vedic astrologer friend said, "You need to do shunny remedies." I was skeptical. I'm a Western astrologer. I thought, I'll just process this psychologically. But I was desperate. So I tried it. Saturday fasting, shunny mantra, serving elderly people at a community center. And I kid you not, within 3 weeks, things started shifting. Not magically, not overnight, but the energy changed. I got clarity on what needed to change. Doors started opening. The right people appeared. By the end of the transit, I had completely rebuilt my life. Better relationship, better work, better health. Not because the remedies did it for me, but because they helped me align with what Saturn was trying to teach me. That's when I became a believer. Not blind belief, but experiential knowing. These remedies work. if you work them. So here's where we are. 2026 is coming. The danger zone is real. Late January, mid-April, mid-July, 3 massive activation points where karma comes due for all of us. You can meet this unprepared. You can hope for the best. Or you can use the tools that have been tested for thousands of years. I'm not saying you have to do all of these remedies. Start with what resonates. If you're dealing with Saturn issues, delays, obstacles, restrictions, do the Saturday practices. If you're dealing with Mars issues, anger, conflict, impulsiveness, do the Tuesday practices. If you're feeling confused, ungrounded, susceptible to illusion, do the Neptune K2 practices. And for everyone, the Gayatri mantra every morning, charity on eclipse days, meditation during the danger zone periods. Just those 3 things will create significant protection. Now, I want to be clear about something. I'm sharing these remedies as tools, not as religious requirements. You don't have to be Hindu to use them. You don't have to believe in karma or reincarnation. You can approach this as interesting spiritual technology that might help. Test it, see what happens. Because the worst case scenario is, you meditate more, you serve others more, you exercise more, you fast occasionally. All things that are good for you anyway. Best case scenario, you transform your karma and exit 2026 completely different than you entered it. I'll be doing these remedies throughout 2026. I'll be documenting what works. I'll do updates on the important dates. If you want to join me on this journey, subscribe to this channel. If you want to go deeper, I'll put resources in the description. Where to find authentic Rudraksh beads YouTube channels with correct mantra pronunciations, books on Vedic astrology, remedies temples that offer Navagraha Puja services. And most importantly, start now. Don't wait until January 17th to begin these practices. Start this week. Pick one remedy, one practice. Build the habit now so when the danger zone hits, you're already aligned, you're already protected, you're already doing the work. 2026 is going to transform all of us. The question is, will you be transformed consciously or unconsciously? Will you choose the direction or let the planets choose for you? Will you use these tools or face the storms unarmed? I know what I'm choosing. I'm choosing conscious transformation. I'm choosing to work with the cosmic forces. I'm choosing to clear my karma instead of accumulating more. And I hope you'll join me, because we're stronger together. We're safer together. We're more likely to break through instead of break down. Together. Get ready, world. 2026 is the initiation. Let's pass it together.